right, so we are just as lack of fluid in coming out of that in the retake or the take 2 of the Dark Dungeons review than as we were the first time. So that is phenomenal. Hey, I'm Reverend Anthony Revolta, whatever you choose. I am 1 year older than I was the last time we did this.
Yeah.
2 days previously. We are doing this again because audio quality, and we are doing today Dark Dungeons, a fabulously fun take on the Satanic Panic and the classic chick track. And am I saying the title wrong? Is it Dark Dungeon or Dark Dungeons? It is Dark Dungeons.
Dark Dungeons.
I am a moron, but apparently I am not a moron right now. Angel Cat, go ahead.
All right, I'm your girl Angel Cat, your research queen, and we are in fact doing Dark Dungeons, directed by Gabriel Gonda, written by J.R. Rawls, and like Anthony said, this is based on a chick track.
It gets you, doesn't it? Like having to get that out.
Were comics made by illustrator Jack T. Chick, and it was named after the same name, Dark Dungeons. Jack T. Chick also did a lot of other Christian-esque comics that were supposed to help, turn kids over to the Christian side, and actually heard out a church got in trouble for passing Chick Track's Mean Mommy out as Halloween trick-or-treaters to trick-or-treaters. It's like
I'm not shocked.
Yeah. Instead of candy, I get a little comic book about a drunk alcoholic mommy who abuses their child.
Oh,
Great.
I've seen that one. They give help to children. Oh, fabulous.
Yes. The honestly, all these chick tracks that are supposed to be for young adults or kids to let them know, it's like follow the path of Jesus, don't be a Muslim and pray to the moon god. Stay on the Christian path. And they are so not for kids at all.
Well, that is, that's a great next step. So the reason we chose this is we are getting ready for Gen Con. By the time I upload this, it'll be 1 week previous to Gen Con. I plan to have this up tomorrow because with all of the retakes and redos, we are now up to the wire for timeliness. So I'll be working pretty quick.
Yeah, I honestly feel like this episode was cursed because it's like, what? We had to redo this episode. I had to redo the tombstone tallies because I kept deleting it for some odd reason. So it's like, this episode is a little cursed.
Oh, and my car got stolen yesterday. But that may or may not. You didn't see the post? Oh, yeah. No. My car got stolen yesterday.
Oh, fuck.
So we are in a world of fun these last 2 or 3 days.
Jesus.
And so, hey.
Apparently we do
not
need
time
Jesus.
to talk about it. So let's go forward with, first we're going to do game recommendations because like I said, we really want to talk about Gen Con. Gen Con's coming up. We are gamers. It is not what we typically handle on this program, but guess what? We are diverse human beings with a multitude of interests. Yes. And that is what we are talking about today. We're going to do some quick game recommendations too. We're each going to talk about some games we've picked out. I am about to, on Tuesday, I will be leaving for Indianapolis myself. I will be at Gen Con for the whole of the convention. I'm probably running about 5 games, maybe 6. Some Call of Cthulhu, some Dungeon Crawl Classics. I am running GURPS, and if you know what that means, I am impressed. Actually, it just means you're as bad as I am. Angel Cat just sit there and went, "What is that?"
Yeah.
I will tell you, but also I am running a session of it at Gen Con this year.
And you are running a few of these for charity, correct?
I'm running all of them for charity, in fact. Thank you. For an organization called Sanctuary at Homestead. They bring me up there every year. They have a whole team that does these games, and everything is for charity. I am going to put a link to their organization in the comments, and great people. I love them. I love working with them. And everyone asks, what are you doing coming from Philadelphia to work for an organization from Cincinnati? I'm like, no one from Philadelphia asked me. But anyway, why don't we go with Angel Cat's game recommendations, and we're going to get ready for this Gen Con episode of Streaming Graveyard.
Well, my recommendation, although it is not an RPG, it is a cooperative game. It's called Horrified. And those are my 2 copies right there. Horrified comes in, I think at this point, 5 different versions. And it's basically 1 to 5 players playing against 2 to 3, 4 monsters in these different, what's the word? Dear lore. We'll just say lore. Or IPs. You're going around this fictional town trying to collect items, and also there are different characters you can play that also have different powers that will help you out throughout the game. The real fun part is the monsters you get to fight. Now, the 2 versions I have are the Universal Studios monsters along with the American Cryptids collection, which has Bigfoot and the Mothman and the Chupacabra, and you get all these really cute little minis that come with it, and they're really detailed. And also, if you want to, you can paint them. Now, the 3 that I don't have are the Greek mythology monsters, the Elder's Gods, and the newest one that should be coming out this year is the Dungeons and Dragons Horrified, which does have, oh my god, I'm choking on my own spit. I'm so excited about this game. But it has the Beholders, Displacer Beasts, and Mimics. So they're really fun, like good party games. Or if you just want to be it by yourself and have a little fun, you could also play it by yourself as well.
Okay, well, that's great. Sorry, I almost don't know how to follow that up. I am actually talking today about Metal Gods of the Apocalypse, a game brought to us by Gaming Honors. Something else has changed since the last time we did this, in fact, and we'll be getting back to that as well. This is a game based on, classic heavy metal icons and imagery. It is, well, not a game, it's an adventure. It's available for 5th edition and Dungeon Crawl Classics. I have it in the Dungeon Crawl Classics edition, which is my favorite game system. And you can see here on the cover our 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse as identified by Rob Halford, Ronnie James Dio, Lemmy Kilmister, and of course Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
It is a fun adventure. It's actually well written. There's a few I wouldn't say editing mistakes, but there's a few issues with arrangement of information that I think we get on all of these style of self-published, or not self-published, but smaller published games, because they maybe don't have the editing crew. They maybe don't proofread it 20 times to have someone say, hey, this would be easier to find if we put it on page 32 instead of 31. That being said, it's good. One other thing.
Don't mind me. I'm over 40. I'm getting the hot flashes. It's
oh dear. I'm getting Robin Williams flashbacks now. Some Miss Doubtfire. So, also on Gen Con this year, just a little more about myself. 3 big things that we're going to mention that are happening this year is related to what we do here in our review of classic horror movies. We will be having the second play test of my own game on classic horror called Cinema Horror. It's going to be well attended. I think we've got 7 out of 8 tickets sold. So hey, there's one left. If you're going, you should check it out and buy the last ticket. This year we're doing a session about a vampire. Your classic your classic California vampire hunt, partially inspired by the Lost Boys, maybe. And last year we did the very first show from this game, or the very first showing from this game, and it was a haunted house scenario very closely based on the 13 Ghosts. We will also be doing a Call of Cthulhu session that is corresponding directly with the upcoming Cthulhu Martini album, which is going to be a theme album detailing the story of the Reverend Anthony Revolta, his fall from faith, his love of cannibalism, and many other things that we shall discuss in the game and on the album if you check out our Spotify when we finally release it.
I just realized I never have really asked you about the lore of Father Anthony. It's like I just knew he was a reverend in the Church of Cthulhu. I didn't realize there was a deeper meaning to all of it.
Most of that came from when I decided to write a Call of Cthulhu adventure about the band, and then I started making the band live by the characters I wrote in the Call of Cthulhu adventure, and it's all becoming this mass-marketed thing that, not mass-marketed, I'm sorry, cross-media thing that I hope to be mass-marketed someday. Yes, Session 2 of Gen Con, The Lord of the Pit, which is the story of Anthony Revolta and all of the mythos that exists behind the band Cthulhu Martini, will also be run at Gen Con, as well as my traditional annual running of the classic Ravenloft adventure. The first Ravenloft encounter with Strahd. I'm waiting on DriveThruRPG to send me my new copy, because last year I got my original vintage copy signed, and I do not want to travel with it. So I'm waiting for a new reproduction copy so that I don't have to carry my signed classic.
Very cool.
Yep. And so we're about to dive into Dark Dungeons. We are talking, of course, about the Satanic Panic. Mm-hmm. And in lieu of everything that has happened, I thought we needed a moment of a great man playing a role. So here we have, from the movie Trick or Treat, Ozzy Osbourne playing the part of a television evangelist, talking about these horrible satanic bands. You'll have to forgive me for the sound quality. This was the best I could produce in the time I had to make it. It is a still frame because we do not want to step on the copyright issues with the maker of the film. But here's Ozzy.
And moral crusader, the Reverend Aaron Gilstrom, who's dropped by with some visual aids. We're talking today about rock pornography, and I'll have to agree with you. We have some pretty ribald stuff here. Those rockers really have a strange sense of humor, don't they?
I don't even think it's a sense of humor. I think they're just out-and-out sick people. I mean, and they're trying to make everyone else around them who listens to their music as sick as they are.
Reverend, let me ask you a question. This album, Do It Like a Dog. Now, this has to be about animal behavior, is that right?
Demonic beast. What happened to the good old simple love song? I love you. That's a good word to use. Nowadays, they have to write some sickness. It's just absolutely sick and bizarre, and I'm going to do my utmost best to try and stop it now.
Thank you, Ozzy, for helping us kick off this show. You will be remembered and loved, of course. On to Dark Dungeons.
On to Dark Dungeons. The comic book written about Dungeons and Dragons by someone who has never played Dungeons and Dragons, very obviously. And we got the tombstone tallies. Here we go. In the movie, we have 2 kills, no boobs, because boobs are a sin. Insane inspiration, a female protagonist and antagonist, a Christian parent's nightmare, LARPing, 1 rocking RPG party.
Are you ready to RPG? You knew I was going to do that because this is take 2. But for some reason, it's just as...
I forgot. It's been too long. Hell's IT Department, Our Lord and Savior, not that one, Book Burning apparently solves everything, Stay Out of the Steam Tunnels, Bad, Propaganda, and D&D equals Hot Chicks.
So
Now,
Bad, go back to that because I know you were
Bad.
reading, you probably read that whole thing, but for some reason your audio skipped out on it. So let's
I
hear it
do
again for
try.
the people at home.
Bad, Propaganda. Bad, back in the 80s, was a group of parents who were bothered about Dungeons and Dragons. So they decided, because a bunch of sensationalized stories about young men who were having a hard time in their life who committed suicide, but the newspapers, of course, were sensationalizing the D&D aspect of the stories. So the parents decided, oh, it's D&D's fault, so we must try and take it down. And because of all this sensationalizing of the D&D aspects of these articles, Chick decided he's gonna
Jack
write.
Trick is just as good. In
Yeah,
fact, we can just call him Jack Trick from now on. I'd be fine with that.
yeah, well, that trick. Anyway, yeah, he decided he wanted to write a comic book to show the dangers of Dungeons and Dragons, including necromancy, LBGTQ, and it was like anyone who's played D&D is like, no, I hit a goblin for 5. Did I kill it? it's it
Can
is
I have a Mountain Dew?
I want to seduce the dragon. It is literally a bunch of people, and we both know this because we're actually in a D&D campaign that has been running for over 5 years. And we are just absolute morons half the time. Sometimes it's like good battles. Other times it's us being morons with the barmaid.
2 D&D games over the past 5 years. As mentioned in the previous, it's great. In the other D&D game, I flirt with Deborah's husband. In the current D&D game, I flirt with Deborah. It's a family affair.
Yeah, and my character actually admitted her love, and he's like, yeah, not into it.
Okay, anyway.
But it's funny.
Where are we on? Do you want to do your points first, or should I? I have no issue either way.
We can do your points.
Okay, great. Oh, maybe not great because I'm actually going to wear my glasses this time so that I don't miss any because I can't read this shit otherwise. So my first thing or my first offense here is they forgot heavy metal. And I say offense because I'm offended. I mean, if when the Satanists got together in the beginning of the film, they're talking about all their plots to destroy the fabric of Christian America, and they forgot about heavy metal, and I feel slighted. I feel overlooked. Yeah. I don't feel seen.
Yeah. And in fact, at the end, when they talk about all the things they need to collect to get rid of in order to save themselves, they actually mention rap music, which at the time when this movie was made was considered the more evil music at the time, of like, oh, that gangster rap, those people promoting violence and bitches and chicken heads.
That is right. Though they say rock music, not rap music.
Yeah.
But it is a more general term. And it is made later, though I keep wanting to place this movie in the 80s because it's based on material from the 80s. It is actually set in a much more modern setting.
Yeah.
Some of the acting is absolutely beautiful, and I say that without a note of sarcasm at all.
It is very much that after school special style of, these are their first movie roles, and we know exactly what we're doing. Monsters and mazes type. Don't smoke weed or you're going to die. Having a baby is going to end your life. Stuff like that.
Well, if you live in Texas in 2025, it might.
Yeah. Too real. Too political. We'll get canceled.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Fuck those people. And I don't mind saying that. Stay out of the steam tunnels. Yes, that is. Now, if I remember correctly, and I'd have to watch the movie again to find out for sure, and quite frankly, that's a bit of pain I don't know if I want to subject myself to. And I don't mean Dark Dungeons. I'll watch that 20 million times, and it would still only be one day because the damn thing's so short.
Yeah.
But I'm referring to Mazes and Monsters. Now, if I recall correctly, most of the primary action in Mazes and Monsters occurs in the steam tunnels near to the college.
Yeah.
So there's a nice little reference there in Stay Out of the Steam Tunnels.
Yeah. I actually never got to see the film itself, but I did watch a really good YouTube video. Let me look it up real quick. From Cynical Reviews, who talked about the three different movies other than Dark Dungeons that were the D&D Moral Panic films. And he did talk at length in review of Mazes and Monsters. And this, one of the things that anybody talks about is this is actually Tom Hanks' first movie role, is in Mazes and Monsters. And watching it is the weirdest thing. In all honesty, apparently it was based on a book written by the detective who was actually searching for a boy who disappeared after playing a Dungeons and Dragons game, which it turned out the disappearance had nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons. But of course, the news articles at the time had to find something sensational about it, found this, and that's how the book elaborated more into the horrors of the Dungeons and Dragons, which the Satanic Panic locked in on. But yeah, it's for some odd reason they locked into the steam tunnels because they looked so cool to LARP in, and one of them ended up having what essentially equates to an acid trip without the acid.
Oh yeah.
And fully loses his shit in the steam tunnels.
The DVD sits somewhere in my extensive collection of horrid movies here at the house, of which you may see some right behind me. And it's a special film. Dwarven Forge was not a thing in the 80s. So like I said, I want to place this film in 1980, but they have this beautiful Dwarven Forge play set or miniature set at the play table, and I'm like, that wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, this film definitely has that one slight feeling of not 100% sure what time period it is. So your brain just kind of like tries to find clues, and my brain immediately went to the early 2000s for this film myself.
And I think Dwarven Forge might have been a thing by then. I'm not positive, but I feel like they've been around for a while, so that would make sense.
Yeah. I think also the context clues that I put onto were the hot goth chick and Nitro. Just for some odd reason, him screaming with that hair and that wife beater just immediately like, this is early 2000s.
No, I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, let's just say Nitro has a big part in the movie, even though he is not a character that is in the comic itself. And he is definitely one of those guys that were really into Dungeons and Dragons. And it's like, you want to join my game? Let's join my game. Yeah, let's join Monster and do a 24-hour episode. And you're like, no, I gotta take a history test.
No. The Monster and a 24-hour episode. That's the winner. I don't know what's wrong with you. Mistress Frost. So the dungeon mistress is named Frost.
Yes.
Now, this is not a reference to or the Hellfire Club in Stranger Things, because obviously Stranger Things wasn't a thing yet. But the fact that Emma Frost of the Hellfire Club in Marvel Comics, you play into Mistress Frost here, not a dissimilar character, though not blonde and not wearing a bustier. And also you now go to the Hellfire Club when you approach Stranger Things. It's this weird cross section of a reference that isn't even a reference that's stuck in my head. And This is the one I missed last time. I need to start tossing people's minis into a fire when they die.
Oh my
That
God.
was beautiful. I thought that was great. I'm like, you know what? Yes, Black Leaf.
Just the idea
Oh,
of...
hold on. No, wait, because of course they're on my table. We need to do Black Leaf.
No!
I'll get that later.
But yeah, it's the idea of, oh, it's this really intense game, and if you die in the game, we just get rid of your minity. And it's like, then what the hell am I supposed to do next week? And you don't die that often, especially if you got a healer in your group. They hopefully get brought back in time.
We should work on that a little.
Look, I know my character's a glass cannon, but don't bring it up now.
Watch my social media this weekend. I post kill counts after sessions.
Do you know?
You will see crossed out character sheets with kill numbers.
Oh my God.
I enjoy well, I can be a little brutal at Gen Con because they're not long going campaigns, but also I do prefer as a player and as a DM a more difficult scenario.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to bring up about Mistress Frost, also the two, leadish characters, one lead, one is the best friend character, are all women. Mostly at the time, D&D was connected with boys. This was a boys' game. So having 3 different females was really interesting choice in my eyes, especially in the Christian dynamic of the woman being the temptress and also the innocent virgin. So I thought that was an interesting dichotomy in the story.
Understood. And yes. So a few other points. First of all, we all know the computer club is not meeting on game night. They probably purposely changed the computer club meetings so that they have game night available.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My thought is like the killer of the worst enemy of any D&D party, scheduling. Like, I missed my history exam, but it's like, no, you missed D&D. It just happens.
Yes. Anyway, nobody wins Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah, D&D is not a game you win. You just survive.
You clearly have not encountered Tomb of Horrors. Nobody wins Tomb of Horrors. Look this up. This is so just a bit of reference, but please do look it up. Gary Gygax invented the scenario Tomb of Horrors specifically to kill all the people who came up to him at conventions and said, "You can't kill my character." This is actually a published scenario now, but it is a designed character killer.
And this is why we love Gary Gygax. He is everything.
Well, they earned it. Marcy, so gay.
Yes. Very much a homosexually inspired kind of subtle storylines of, well, I don't have to worry about boyfriends for a while. It's like,
after what he tried.
Probably ever. Yeah, it's also once again that insinuation that D&D helps promote homosexuality. Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
It's 100%. It definitely is one of those things that encourages you to be more yourselves, and it just maybe happen to realize, hey, I think I'm gay. But yeah, it definitely doesn't like shove it in your face like you must be gay. Even though I have read some D&D horror stories where it's like one or the other of freaking out if somebody decides to make their character LGBTQ, or someone on the opposite end of the spectrum of how dare you have a straight character in our game. It's like,
that's a story for a separate day. There's a myriad of places we could go with that, but including some horrible scenarios of some very toxic behavior from like regular straight cis males at a traditional gaming table, and the way that's played out over time.
Cis straight males being a problem. Who the funk?
But moving forward from that, and that's usually the bigger issue in the community. Clerics classically don't wield swords.
Yeah, it once again, it's one of those things of the person who wrote this never played Dungeons and Dragons before.
I
Well,
think
the original
that's
source
more the
material.
script writer, and I
Yeah.
believe they are a player, so that's probably
Yeah.
inaccurate.
Yeah, but it's, to me, it's more the joke of this is inspired by, like I said, this is inspired by the D&D anti-propaganda films, which were
Mhm.
definitely written by people who'd never played D&D, so it's always going to be completely off the mark of, I'm a rogue, so I'm going to do this as loud as possible and bust through the front door. And I only did that once, and you can't say anything about that. But anyway.
Oh, I wasn't going to.
But yeah, it is funny to watch, like, read the original Dark Dungeons comic or Mazes of Monsters, or there's actually 2 more movies that are like anti-Dungeons and Dragons, and it's like, yes, if you watch this and you're watching it and you're like, no, you don't roll d6s, you roll more than that. Why? Where are there only 2 dice on the whole entire board? Where's the rest of it?
Well, actually, yeah. Though there are games that do work primarily off of D6. GURPS for one of them.
Powered by the Apocalypse games, yeah.
That as well, yeah. Mike. Mike has been fasting and praying for Marcy. Mike looks like he's been fasting for a long time. In fact, I want to give Mike a goddamn sandwich every time he comes on the screen. I want to, like, just go into the kitchen and, like, just make this man food. Please eat something.
It is definitely one of those characters where it's like, why is one is supposed to be the hero guy of, I'm a Christian, I will save you, and it's like, yeah, I can tell, blonde hair, blue eyes, no body fat whatsoever. Thank you so much.
Well, you know, it's all that good English cooking.
Oh God, yeah, boil everything and no flavor.
So, book burning. If we are going to participate in book burning, can we please burn some 4th edition books?
Yes.
I mean,
agreed.
Come on. I would give them mine to burn, but I was smarter than that, and I didn't buy in.
Yeah,
but,
as long as we can also burn blood in the chocolate.
I'm not familiar.
This is an absolute horrid. I forget what particular game system it was based for, but this was a modular that was given an award until people read it, and it's like, oh my God, this is the most racist, sexist, horrific. How this is even get nominated?
I'm familiar with it. I actually own one of that publisher's books, and I met him last year at Gen Con. I didn't talk to him about that one because I wasn't even familiar with it at the time.
Yeah, I actually found out about it by Crispy's Tavern. He talks about fails in the RPG community, and this was a pretty big one.
I don't think it was written by the publisher himself, but it was published by that company. And also, the one I have from him, which was written by him, does have some sections that aren't racist, but are definitely, did you need to do that, man? Which which are deeper buried in. I found them while running it, as opposed to right there on the surface. I'm sorry, you were.
Yeah. No. Yes. This the particular modular. It's like a base modular, and then it encourages the fans to write their own. And if they like them, they can actually sell them on the website so they can get paid for it. Right. But yeah, go on Crispy Taverns, look up Blood in the Chocolate, and
I'm familiar.
Yeah,
now that we've discussed it, I've seen the reviews.
Yeah. And that's how I also learned out about inflation fetishes.
Don't tap so close to your microphone, please.
Sorry. can't do things with my hands now. I'm getting antsy. Okay.
Okay. So back to Dark Dungeons.
Yes.
That's most of my stuff on it. Why don't you give me your observations and what you would like to say about? I like to, while we're doing this, sarcastically say this masterpiece, but actually, this movie's bad on purpose. It
Yes.
kind of is a masterpiece for what it's doing or what it's trying to do.
Yes, it is definitely that feeling of being sat down in health class to watch this film about why you should never have sex before marriage because you'll get AIDS and die, and it's like, is there like no in between? Either I have sex and die or I stay a virgin, like no in between. But anyway, one thing that I thought was interesting was the graphics that they had for the computer system that was in the Hell headquarters of just like, I have no idea what's going on, but apparently Hell has one hell of an IT department.
Probably Linux.
Yeah. Also, I do have one thing that a couple facts I wrote down thanks to the Wikipedia page. That J.R. Rawls got permission from Jack Chick himself to make this into a movie, and we are not 100% sure if Jack knew that they were making this into a parody, not an actual, like, true, yes, someone's fighting for the Lord. But I thought that was a little funny thing. Also, this was originally Kickstarter funded to help create this movie, but it actually gained so much traction that Orpheus Entertainment picked it up, and that is why this now has a great special effects teams and really fun dice throwing in the blood.
Do you remember, because it premiered at Gencon's film festivals,
Yes.
which I will say is being a lover of good, bad, all independent film. This is why we're here. I spend a lot of time at the film festival every year. I usually go to at least 2 or 3 screenings. I see a bunch of the shorts if I can. What year did this premiere at the festival? It is a fun time, and it's one of the better moments of the.
I do believe it's.
I think it was
2014. I do believe
2014. Okay, I thought it was a little earlier than that, but that makes sense.
Hold on. Nope. I don't want to look that guy up. I want to look the other thing up. There we go. Yes, 2014.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. And also, we might as well tell the story. It was it was being at one of the festivals. It was one of the rooms that was set up. It was not every room. Is what got me banned, or at least a Facebook strike, because apparently, as an AV tech or as an audio tech who works in AV, I saw the theater set up, and they did a very poor job of it this one particular time. And I posted on Facebook, whoever set this room up should be flogged with a XLR cable. One of them, for instance. Yeah. And I was banned, or I got a Facebook strike for incitation to violence for threatening to flog someone with this, essentially. Yeah. And I just thought it was an inside joke that my other tech friends would get, and no one else would even laugh at. But enough about me. So, what else have we got on this film here?
Let's see. Already talked about the underlying homosexual storyline. Drugs. The reason I bring this up is because
homosexuality and drugs. I mean, what would America be without homosexuality and drugs?
Boring.
Okay, I'll buy that. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, the reason I brought up drugs is how the girls acted as they were playing more and more, and like had to get into it. It felt like those after-school specials about people getting addicted to drugs. especially at the one point where you see Debbie, who's the lead character, in her pigtails, and so like absolutely messed up, like she hasn't brushed her hair in days. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, what on? It's like I have gotten maybe like excited about D&D. I have never been drugged out of my mind completely, like, oh my god, what did I do? What did I do with that dragon? It's like I've never been that bad. But I realize it's because the majority of these stories of, sadly, of these kids who have had bad situations that the media have connected with D&D were also sadly addicted to drugs. Were having issues with alcohol. But so instead of saying it was the drugs, they were saying it's the D&D. So it's like not everybody does coke while doing D&D.
No? Is it only me?
Apparently,
Okay. Anyway, so what do we have here? I think we might be running long on time, and I think we've given this a little bit of time. So I did want to share this as well. I brought this out. Another piece, another relic from the Satanic Panic is those curious new cults of the 80s. This genuine, confidently Christian book. And this is an example. This is a legitimate example of what was being published in the era. Bill Peterson believes that when the Christian faith is properly understood, it can enter into the arena with all combatants and come out victorious. The tone of the book, I believe, will make it something not only for parents to read as they try to understand and combat error, but also for young people to read and begin to ask serious questions. I know our staff is going to find it a useful tool in working among young people in today's often confusing youth culture. And that is a review by Jay Kessler, president of Youth for Christ USA. The continuing story of the cult explosion from astrology to the way, from moon to witch, something to Zen. It's worn off because it's not a new book.
yeah.
An in-depth look at what confronts Christian youth and the barcode.
And the park. But yeah, truth be told, Scientology is a cult, but it's like at a certain point it just went off the rails. It looks like
Scientology, yes, but this was not Scientology.
Yeah.
This was contemporary Christianity.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us today. I think that's going to do it. Hope to see anyone who comes out at Gen Con. We're going to do some updates as well. I'm going to try. We're going to look at doing Attacking the Darkness, the hilarious follow-up to this. Now, this movie is funny. Attacking the Darkness is even funnier. I'm also going to see if maybe we're going to be doing some interviews with independent filmmakers over the next few months. I've got a few of them lined up that I hope to speak to. And we're going to see if we can get some of the team from this film to talk to us as well. So stay tuned. Go ahead.
one more thing. We did mention that sadly, a lot of the Satanic Panic was to few accounts of suicide, and also in this movie there is a scene of suicide. So we would like to let everybody know in the comments we will be putting some mental health phone numbers. If you ever feel like you can't reach out, please call these, because we do love you and we are glad you are here with us.
Yes. So join us next time. And if you don't, Debbie's character will stab you in the dick.
Oh God, you asshole!